With Verdansk just a few weeks away, Warzone has been showing a lot of love to Modern Warfare loadouts, taking away a lot of their negatives and making them feel a lot better to use. So today, I'm going to use every good Modern Warfare 3 loadout after these buffs for one game each, and then ranking them on a tier list at the end of the video. Alrighty boys, to kick things off, first up we got the MCW along with the Superi, and the reason for this pair up is just because the MCW has a lot of range, and the Superi has a lot of speed. So together, this should be like almost the perfect combo to use. And just in case you guys are not aware of the buffs that just happened, pretty much what they did is they took away all the downsides for ammunition types, like high grain rounds and high velocity. So they no longer give you more recoil and stuff like that. And then for the magazines, oh, there's a guy back there. And then for the magazines, they also took away the movement penalties, which just makes all these loadouts a lot faster. I don't know what that guy's doing back there, but he's just staring. I want to push up there, but I just have no idea how many people are up there. Oh my god, I heard this guy like last second. I thought he was coming up over here. Okay, so this guy might still be up top that had the sniper glint earlier. I don't see him, but I see guys over there. And they seem like they probably saw me too. Actually, it doesn't seem like they saw me. There's more than one over there. Oh, dude, I almost got both of those knocks. That counted as my kill. I'm pretty sure these guys have a sniper in front of me here. Yeah, they do. I think these guys are trying to bait me from what it seemed like right there. Guys, two teammates are below. I almost just broke my leg, so I bounced my fat ass head off the freaking wall. I completely forgot to mention, what we're doing today is we're pretty much going to use every single one of these good Modern Warfare 3 loadouts in the game to see which one of these benefited the most from this recent update. And throughout these gameplays, I'm going to go over the positives and the negatives of each loadout, along with a rating out of 10 with the tier list coming at the end of the video. Yeah, there's no way these guys are staring over here, right? But I hope they're not. Okay, yeah, their team is pushed up. Let's go rotate over here to the left and get a safe rotation over. I don't want to go on the right there because they're probably going to expect me. Oh my gosh. The guy got back up? Dude, didn't that guy got back up? I actually can't believe that. I put so much ammo into those guys. I am running out of AR ammo though, so I might have to hit this guy's body right here from earlier. There we go. I think I just saw one go back up top over there, yeah. I just don't know where to look, and I'm a little bit worried because I don't want to get sniped in the back of the head. Let me just let it in right here. This guy up top over there. Let's see what these guys do. I gotta keep watching my back. So far, so good. I mean, this MCW pretty much has literally no recoil whatsoever. I definitely hear people underneath me. I just gotta keep watching out from behind me. That guy's a teammate below me. My far left. Guy right there. Guy right there. Last teammate's below me. Only have 92 bullets left though. Fire still is active. I don't really have enough for a specialist. I mean, I haven't really got the chance to use the Superi that much, but in terms of movement speed, this thing is crazy. Like absolutely insane. It was already very, very good before, but now it's even better. I'm getting shot on both sides. Might be a bad spot to be in. I gunned that guy, but he probably has self-revive. Actually, maybe he doesn't. He doesn't. Dang it, bro. And there are so many people over here. There's one guy on my floor. He's like he kept going. There's people above me right here. He's over there by the half wall. Okay, there we go. Slow and steady right there. I do have to rotate pretty dang far. There was a guy in the lighthouse, but I assume he's not there anymore. Does that have anything I can use? Doesn't seem likely. I'm just hope that no one's still in that lighthouse. There's 3 teams left. There's one teammate up top. I just saw him. Guy behind me right there. He's gonna chase me though. It's one duo and then a bunch of solos. I wish I could have gotten that knock. I can't tell what floor these guys are on. I'll go around this way. I'll throw this down right here. I got a big game bounty. Still same amount of people alive. Somebody bought back. Guys chasing me? You guys are all above me, I think. Yeah, they are. Shit. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, how did none of those bouncing bays or anything go off? Okay, first up for the MCW loadout, you can just tell right away that this is a little bit snappier and a little bit faster when you're using it. It's a lot more in line with the Black Ops 6 loadouts compared to what it used to be before. As for the attachments, first up, I like using the Eagle Eye because it's the cleanest scope in my opinion. Next up, we got the Sonic Suppressor because I don't really think you need that much recoil control with this loadout since it already has very little recoil to begin with. And this will just give you a little bit more damage and bullet velocity along with keeping you off the minimap. For the barrel, we're using the Cyclone barrel for the extra bullet velocity and damage range as well. And with this attachment, you don't actually lose any ADS speed on top of that. And for the magazine, we got the 60 round mag, which is honestly better than before because it has less of a penalty now. And lastly, for the stock, I like the Regal Heavy because it'll help a little bit with that recoil control and just make this an absolute laser beam. Now for my rating out of 10 for the MCW, I'm giving this a big 9.5 out of 10. I think this is a very, very good option right now and reminds me a lot of the Kilo back in the day. And then for our secondary, the Superi, which I believe was already the fastest gun in the game and now it just got even faster since the mag no longer has a downside to movement. And for our first attachment, we got the Core Master Suppressor to stay off the minimap and to also give us a little bit of recoil control. For the barrel, we're using the Bore 99 for the extra movement speed. For the underbarrel, we have the Jack Slash once again for the movement speed. For the magazine, the 40 round mag, which will not affect our movement speed at all. And then lastly, the Rescue 9 stock, which gives you the best movement speed increase. Now for my rating out of 10 for this SMG, up close and just running around with this in your hands is a 10 out of 10. The only real downside is these Modern Warfare 3 SMGs do have a bit of a steeper damage drop off than the Black Ops 6 ones. But as long as you actually use this as a secondary, this is probably one of the best secondaries in the game. Okay boys, next up we have the SVA along with the WSP Swarm, and honestly, I think this WSP Swarm might be the most broken gun in the game after this last update, because now you can put our 100 round mag on this thing and have no downsides to the movement at all, which pretty much means you can wipe a squad without having to reload whatsoever. And since this gun has such a great time to kill up close, it's an absolute monster now, ladies and gentlemen. The movement speed is great, the time to kill is great, and there's a 100 round mag. Like there's literally just no downside. I would definitely recommend using this in tag stance though, because it will be quite bouncy with my setup that I'm going with. But I just go through these tunnels and try to go fight these guys. I mean, screw it. That is kind of running away. Right here. Guys, teammates are really far away. People lining in. Actually, a lot of people down here. The SPA is crazy, man. The recoil on this thing, pretty much non-existent. Look at that time to kill up close with this thing. This loadout just is insane. It seems like there's a lot of people over here. Let's go push over here now. One of them's by my loadout crate that just landed in. Go up top over here. He has 3 teammates down below. I'm actually going to leave those guys alone because I want to get close range with this SMG just to show you guys how insanely busted this thing really is. Yeah, let's close the distance. But yeah, like I was saying, this WSP Swarm just got like the biggest buff ever because of this last update, considering the fact that we can now put a 100 round mag with no movement penalty, which honestly I do expect this to change at some point. I don't think that they're going to keep this the same the way it is right now. I think it's a little too busted the way it is. That is so unfortunate. I saw this guy grabbing his loadout. See if they come back for this later on. I'm gonna go this direction now. There's only freaking 5 teams left already. Saw that guy in front of me. Let's see if he has a sniper or if he's gonna hit this shot here. 3 of them over there. That's why you cannot challenge this gun up close, ladies and gentlemen. That right there. I know it's not fire still, but Let's get a peek at where people are at. Guys, one teammate in here who's below on the other side of this door. That guy probably thinks I'm cheating, but all I had was a UAV. I promise you. That was a UAV, my man. I am not wall hacking. That is just you being unaware of your surroundings and that you're on a UAV. 5 teams left. Not sure why that guy tried to line back right there. That was a really, really interesting play out of that guy. And he left the game too. There's already only 4 teams left, guys. Please stop leaving. Grab one of these. Grab an airstrike. Let's see where people are at. Still 2 people over there across from me. Seems like they're both up top too. Fortunately, I'm on somebody's counter UAV. I was an airstrike these guys, but it's blocked off right now. Come on, I need to be the one that uses a streak. Now come down here, boys. There we go. Got these guys out, at least for right now. Let's put this down here to watch my back. People over here, first floor. I gotta go back it up. That right there is the perfect example of why this 100 round mag is so freaking insane. Okay. No, man. That was a very unfortunate end game. I thought there was only 2 people, but it turned out to be 3. Regardless though, as you guys saw, the WSP Swarm and the SVA are very, very good. For the build itself, first off for the SVA, I think this has very little recoil. So for that reason, I like using the sonic suppressor for the extra bullet velocity and damage range. And it also keeps us off the minimap as well. For the barrel, I like going with the precision barrel for the extra bullet velocity and damage range once again. For the underbarrel, I go with the VX Pineapple for that little bit of extra recoil control. The magazine, once again, the 60 round mag. And then lastly, the high green rounds, which are going to be really big with this loadout. And now for my rating out of 10 for the SVA, this is a very, very underrated primary. So for that reason, I'm going to give the SVA a 9.5 out of 10. And then for the secondary, the WSP Swarm, this thing is absolutely broken right now. For the muzzle, we got the sonic suppressors for the extra bullet velocity, damage range, and so we can stay off the minimap. For the underbarrel, we got the Jack Slash. For the magazine, we got the 100 round mag, which does not hurt our movement speed, at least right now. I definitely expect this to be patched, so make sure you guys use this while you can. For the stock, we got the no stock for the extra movement speed increase. And then lastly, the Schleicher laser to help out with that hipfire accuracy. Now for my rating out of 10 with this build right now with the 100 round mag, I would give this like a 10 out of 10 for an SMG. It's very accurate in attack stance. The time to kill is insane, and you have a 100 round mag. But once this gets nerfed, I definitely can see this falling down to like a 9, maybe even like an 8.5 out of 10, because the range is a little bit limited and you fly through ammo very, very fast with how fast the fire rate is on this weapon. So just keep that in mind in case this does get nerfed by the time the video's out. Okay, next up, boys, we have the MTZ-556 along with FJX Horus. There's a guy right there. I'll try to close the distance on this guy. No, there's 2 of them. There was 2 of them. Let me back up real quick. Let's go. Okay, this is definitely the team I want to run into right now. There's a lot of people talking in text chat with in TTV ass names. Hopefully I can just continue to run to these guys over here. Okay, like I was saying, we are using the MTZ-556 along with the FJX Horus, which are 2 very, very powerful weapons, I guess I would say, but they do have a little bit more recoil than the ones that we used previously. Not an insane amount of recoil, but a little bit more than we've been using so far. 2 guys behind me, or in front of me, I mean.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Time to kill is still very good though. A bunch of people over there. The Horus, you could use this in tag stance or you could just use it normally. I don't really know myself right now how I want to use this. It's a team of 3 right there. So that guy just got third-partied, I think. But how's my airstrike going all the way over there when I used it close on me? Why is it literally going like across the map? There's somebody underneath me, but there's also people right here. Did I see someone up here? I did. Well, the whole team. I don't know if they saw me. Have a UAV. Yeah, these guys are all up top still. One's on my floor, actually. He's on my floor over here to the right. One's coming down. One more coming down. Last one's all the way back there. Oh, that guy's a sniper. That's literally the only thing I can challenge right now, is if he has a sniper.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Oh my god, stop shooting for a second. I'm not gonna peek this. He's still in front of me. He's still right in front of me. I'm not giving this guy a free snipe. I got all day on me. But that guy's got it, I guess. Doesn't wanna move.
Calling in score streak.
Dude. Finally. I have a sniper up there. I mean, as you guys can see, the recoil is a little bit on the higher side of this loadout, but the time to kill is very, very good. And he's definitely still up there. I just heard him. I just saw the red dot on him shooting. I don't really know what he wants to do up there, so I'm just gonna play this a ledge and hop down so he doesn't see me. But he could stay up there, unfortunately. I have a UAV. He actually rotated. Nice. Okay. There goes one. Right. RP sensor. Might come in handy. Okay, so there's a team in front of me. He just used an airstrike. I honestly don't really know how I want to play this. There's 4 teams left, 10 people. If I had to guess, these guys are probably going to end up taking the tunnel. I could try to rotate right now. We just bought back. I can see the buy station from here. Actually, not a horrible spot. 3 teams left, 9 people. See where this circle goes. Enemy's up top. I can see him. Use this cluster here. Go underneath me. Still a lot of people. I'm in a 1v2. No.
I'm good to go again.
Can't see through this window. Oh my god, we actually just won that. Okay, so the loadout first off for the MTZ-556, we're using the Choreo Eagle Eye because this is my favorite scope, but really you can use whatever you want. For the muzzle, we got the RF Crown, which is going to give us a little bit of recoil control, and I definitely think you need it on this loadout. It's not really like a laser beam like the MCW or the BAL-27 or even the SVA were, but it does hit extremely hard and is very, very good close to medium range. For the barrel, we have the Clinch Pro, which gives us extra bullet velocity and damage range, and a little bit of recoil control on top of that. For the magazine, we got the 50 round mag. And then lastly, for the stock, we have the close quarters assault stock, which just gives us a little bit more recoil control that we definitely need on this loadout. And now for my rating out of 10 for the MTZ-556, this is great close to medium range, but it does struggle a little bit further out. The recoil will jiggle a little bit in your face, and it's a little hard to beam people further out. For that reason, I'm going to give this like an 8.8 out of 10. And then for our secondary, the Horus, first off, we got the Core Mass Suppressor to stay off the minimap and for a little bit of recoil control. For the barrel, we're using the light barrel for the extra movement speed. For the underbarrel, we have the Jack Slash for extra movement speed as well. The magazine, we have the 60 round mag. And lastly, the Modus 30 stock for the extra movement speed. Now this loadout is very similar to the WSP Swarm, but I do believe this is a little bit easier to control, especially medium range. The time to kill up close is extremely fast, as you guys saw in the gameplay. But overall, I would definitely not recommend using this medium range, even though you can somewhat take a fight there. So for that reason, I'll give this like a 9.2 out of 10. Okay, next up, we have one of my favorite loadouts from Modern Warfare 3, the BAL-27, along with the Striker 9. Now, the Striker 9 has actually been very good ever since the Black Ops 6 integration happened. The time to kill used to be very bad on this thing, but then it actually got buffed silently that not a lot of people are talking about, and in my opinion, makes this one of the best SMGs coming out of Modern Warfare 3. The time to kill is very good now, and it's still just as easy to use as it used to be. This is pretty much like a more close range version of the regular Striker. Has a faster fire rate and a faster time to kill. Of course, it will be a little bit worse at range. And then the BAL-27, if you've ever watched me play, I love the BAL-27. It's easily one of my favorite guns in the game, and they just got even faster now after these recent patch. I heard footsteps. I think either he landed right here or he landed below. Teammates are all underneath me. I did see a guy crossing this guy behind him. That's a team of 3 underneath me from that squad. I want to get involved. I'm just so afraid that as soon as I get close, they're all gonna like run out of a doorway together against me. Then I'm just dead because I have nothing to use. Dude, I saw a guy over there too, right in front of me. There's multiple. I can get shot on the side? No, he didn't. The way this guy's playing, he looks like he's really afraid for me. Afraid of me, I mean. I only have 70 bullets to work with, though. No, dude. I should have probably backed up. Okay, I got all those guys. He backed all the way up because he realized he wasn't built like that. There's a guy back there as well. Now I just can't tell where these guys are at. Those guys. Wait, there's 3 dudes right there. What the heck? I only saw 1. Yeah, next time, homie, you might want to stack up with your boys. That's the only way you're winning that. Last guy's literally right there. His teammates are all lining in. This lobby's just been me fighting for my life the whole time. Respawns are about to end. That helicopter is a little bit scary, I ain't gonna lie. Lining back in over there. Lining back in over here. I got shot from a different team. Okay, though, I probably can get my loadout back. Okay, loadout's been secured. Let's go around this way. Respawns are about to end here in a second. Honestly, I don't know if I can fight up top anymore with how many people are over there. There's still 7 teams left, too. That guy's dead. He was a solo, so I'm assuming that his team probably got pushed. A lot of people above me. So far, as for the loadout itself, BAL-27, great primary. Very little recoil. Rotation's gonna be a little hard. Honestly, I don't even know what to say to that. I really do not know what to say to that. There's a guy hiding in a dark corner up there, and then they had the whole thing booby trapped. His last teammate, still more. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the good ending after that rad ending that we had earlier. Okay, as for the loadout, first off, for the muzzle, we got the RF crown for the BAL-27. And basically, this is just for the recoil control with no downsides whatsoever. For the barrel, we have the crown H3 for the movement speed, damage range, and bullet velocity. For the magazine, we have the 60 round mag, which once again does not affect our movement speed. For the stock, we have the sandbar heavy stock, which is going to help out with that recoil control. And lastly, the high velocity rounds on this, because it actually gives you 30% extra bullet velocity. I believe that's actually more than it does on other weapons, but if you did want to, you could go with high grounds instead. And as for my rating out of 10 for this loadout. This is easily one of the strongest ARs in the game right now. It also has a very clean iron sight and very little recoil with this build. And now that I think about it, this thing really doesn't have any negatives. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. And then for our secondary, the Striker 9, first off, we got the Sonic Suppressor for the bullet velocity and damage range. For the Underbarrel, we got the Jack Slash for the movement speed. For the magazine, we got the 50 round mag. For the stock, I like going with the light stock because it gives you a little bit of movement speed, but does not affect your recoil. And then lastly, the high green rounds for the extra bullet velocity and damage range with no downsides whatsoever. Now for my rating out of 10 for this loadout, this is definitely one of the most underrated SMGs in the game right now. It has a very solid time to kill up close and can easily compete with the Black Ops 6 SMGs. So for that reason, I'll give this like a 9.2 out of 10. Okay boys, now we have two very underrated loadouts in the BP50 along with the WSP 9, which seem to be completely forgotten ever since Black Ops 6 came out, but these are both still very solid, especially close to medium range, but I'm not really sure about my pairing together. Actually pretty good still. I thought he was a freaking rabbit or something. Like I said, the time to kill up close to medium range, very good. Right there though, that range, definitely not the best. The hell? Why am I being held on like every single side here? I don't even think these guys are on the same team. I'm pretty sure they're not. It just happens to be me wedged between everyone else. Slowly trying to make my way up because I don't want them to turn around. Oh, one. I definitely have to close the range on these guys if I'm going to use this loadout. One off down. Teammate's still up here. See if he tries to push me. This guy's coming up the zip right now, I think. He thought on me. He definitely thought. These guys definitely seem like a sweaty squad. I do gotta play a little careful against these guys. There are a lot of people over here. Holy. These guys even have a freaking Fortnite wall over there. Guy behind me. That's sniping at me. Got my kill. But I hope I don't get sniped in the back or pushed in the back. Guy is in front of me. I try to make my way up, but if I'm their bounty, they're gonna know I'm coming. Right in front of me. Teammates are fighting in front of me. Guys got so many kills right there. Holy shit. The question is, are these guys gonna try to come up right here? Dang it, bro. Just on a free kill. More than one in front of me here. Team of 3 in front of me. Oh my gosh, they all just ran into each other. One more behind me. I throw this down so I get more stims. Oh my god, there's a whole team right here. Hope those guys don't look up or look down. Knocked another. Good. Where do I go from here? Getting shot at from every single side. There's still 7 teams left too. I have a bit of cash to work with. Actually, I have more than a bit of cash. See where the circle goes. I have a gas mask too. As for loadout, first off for the BP50, we got the sonic suppressor. Because I am going to use this only close to medium range, if you did want to have a little bit more distance, I would definitely recommend putting on one of these so you have a little bit of recoil control. For the barrel, I went with the Lore 9 for the extra bullet velocity, damage range, and a little bit of recoil control. For the magazine, I used the 45 round mag. For the stock, we got the Con 30 for the extra movement speed. Because this is more of a close to medium range build, I'm not really going to be using this at far range. I definitely want this to be a little bit faster than I usually would on an AR. And then lastly, for the ammunition, I used the high green rounds for the extra bullet velocity and damage range. Now for my rating out of 10 for this loadout, this actually used to be one of my favorite secondaries in the game. I used to pair it up with a sniper all the time, and it's still a very good close to medium range, especially for an AR. It has a very good time to kill. Like you guys saw in the gameplay, I can't really take fights further out, so it does lack in that department, and only has a 45 round mag max. So for that reason, I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. I still think it's a very fun gun to use. Then for our secondary, the WSP 9, first up we got the sonic suppressor for the bullet velocity and damage range, and also to stay off the minimap. For the barrel, we got the short barrel so I can have extra movement speed. Underbarrel, once again, jack slash for the movement speed as well. Magazine, we got the 50 round mag. And then lastly for the stock, we got the factory stock for extra movement speed as well. Now this loadout, if you hit your shots, kills extremely fast. I think it's like 600 milliseconds, although it does have an open bolt delay, which means you have to wait 50 milliseconds every time you start shooting. And since this gun does have a lower fire rate, it is very unforgiving if you miss a shot. The time to kill absolutely plummets if you do. So for that reason, I'll give this like an 8.8 out of 10. Okay, next up we have a loadout that I actually had no idea was this good, and that is the SOA Subverter, which actually has a 600 millisecond time to kill. I'm being held, which has a 600 millisecond time to kill, which is absolutely insane for a primary. That is literally as fast as like the strongest SMGs in the game. And then to pair up with it, we got the Static HV, which was the meta for like literally freaking 6 months, and now it's kind of fallen out of the rotation, but we'll see if it's still any good. And funny enough, my SMG actually has a way slower time to kill than my primary does with this loadout. My primary has a 600 millisecond time to kill around there, and my secondary has a 657. I got a few kills out of that. But yeah, like I was saying, so my secondary actually has a slower time to kill than my primary somehow. And I actually had no idea that this SOA Subverter was even in the game. I don't remember this being in the original Modern Warfare 3. I guess I just completely missed this meta if this was meta somehow. My only concern really was the fact that it might have a lot of recoil, but honestly, it doesn't seem like it does. I'm gonna grab this and see if I can get myself an advanced UAV. Those guys really across the world. There's someone fighting first floor, also due directly underneath me. Seems like it's coming up right here in front of me. Teammates are across the map. Guy right there. No, I couldn't jack that kill from the other guy. The recoil on this thing definitely seems to be a little bit on the higher end. Oh wait, I got another kill, Jack. Drop down right here. Grab a UAV. Guy lighting in right here. With all my shots. This loadout definitely has some weird recoil to it. I didn't even realize, guys. I didn't even know there was loadout crates right there, to be completely honest. Guy right here. There's a teammate back here. Nah, the time to kill though, if you hit your shots, is insane. Like, if you actually hit your shots, this time to kill is insane. It's just a little bit bouncy. Maybe not even a little bit. It's actually quite bouncy. Now let's try out the Static HV. I was gonna try out the Static HV, but dude, this thing is actually insane. At least numbers wise, this thing is actually insane. I have another UAV here. People down here. Now the only issue is if I don't really know what the issue is. I just said that for no reason. This guy's lining in on my loadout. No longer on my loadout. This guy's not even part of the same team as other guys I'm looking for. Seems to be a whole team over here. This might be a dumb push. Okay, all the way back there. Underneath me? The team at 3 underneath me. Might be a dumb play, but I'm gonna go for this. Yeah, these guys are out of the game. Some of these guys even had dark matter, so they weren't even that bad at the game, to be completely honest. That's guy's in the water. That's the whole team to my left. Respawns are disabled. I'm gonna back it all the way up if I can. Okay, I'm gonna back it all the way up. There's way too many people over there. People also on top of me. There's a whole team of 4 in front of me. No, dude. No, dude. That was a very unfortunate endgame, but we got to showcase how good this SOA Subverter can be. And honestly, in my opinion, this is the most surprising gun that I've used so far. And first off, for the muzzle, we're using the Caster's Brake because you definitely need the recoil control on this thing. For the barrel, we're using the long barrel for extra recoil control, bullet velocity, and damage range. For the under barrel, we're using the pineapple grip once again for the recoil control. Magazine, 50 round mag. And then lastly, for the ammunition, we're going to be using the high green rounds for the extra bullet velocity and damage range. Now, in terms of time to kill and numbers on paper, this thing is a 10 out of 10 and absolutely broken. But as you guys saw, it does have quite a bit of bounce to it, and it is very hard to control further out. So for that reason, I'll lower down the score to like a 9.7. I still think this is an absolutely insane primary right now, especially on Rebirth Island. And then for our secondary, the static HV, first up, I got the Quartermaster Suppressor for the extra recoil control and to stay off the minimap. For the barrel, we're using the light barrel for the extra movement speed. For the under barrel, we have the Jack Slash for extra movement speed. For the stock, we have the light stock also for more movement speed. And then lastly, we're using the Schleicher laser because I don't really know what else to throw on this gun since you can't use high green rounds. Am I ready for this loadout? I mean, the time to kill is on the slower end. It's slower than every single SMG we used today so far. I definitely wouldn't recommend it over some of the other SMGs we used today though. So for that reason, I'll give this like an 8.5 out of 10. All right, boys, now for our very last loadout, we have the Sidewinder, which is actually insane because I briefly remember at some point in time in Modern Warfare 3, this was considered the worst gun in the game in Warzone. And now it actually has a very, very, very good time to kill of 630, which is pretty much the exact same as like the Jackal PDW was before it got nerfed recently. Of course, the one downside is the fact that it is a battle rifle and it only has a 30 round mag. But as long as we hit our shots, it should be pretty decent at least. And for our secondary, we have the Striker, just a regular Striker, which is going to be a great all-around SMG. Doesn't really have the fastest time to kill up close, but has very good range and is also very easy to use. Definitely one of the most reliable SMGs in the game, even though it's not necessarily the strongest. We got like directly underneath me. That took forever to freaking find. I don't know what he was doing down there. Oh, I guess that was his bounty. That's probably why. Apparently quite a few people landing over here, or at least fighting over here. We can shoot this guy out of the sky. Okay, this definitely has a very slow fire rate. Every shot that we miss is definitely going to be a problem. The time to kill is just going to plummet with every shot you miss. I did see a guy go up top over here, so I'm going to try to make a play. Try to climb up here to get better positioning.
Enemy soldier incoming. Closing in.
I'll be honest, not really sure what the game plan was for either of those dudes. Guys lining in. I'm getting a bunch of freebies right now. This guy's making a push. It's coming up right now. Last teammate's underneath. I'm actually gonna run away from this squad because I don't really want to wipe them. There's only 5 teams left. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here, grab a specialist, and grab a UAV. Okay, there's people above me. Damn it, bro. There's 2 guys outside over here now.
Be advised, resurgence is no longer active.
Respawns are disabled.
Don't miss your shot.
He kept going. This is a tough situation no matter where I go. Saw that guy back there. Hopefully we don't have a repeat situation from earlier. And I'm not in a horrible spot. I can play right here. Guy all the way back there. Somebody's close on me.
You've made it to the top 5.
1v3. No, dude. Okay, as for the loadout for the Sidewinder, first off we got the Caster's Break for the extra recoil control. For the barrel we got the Rattleback, mostly because I got this blueprint that looks really cool, but you could also use this if you wanted to. It gives you bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil control. For the magazine we got the 30 round mag, which is a bit iffy. This is the biggest mag you can get on this loadout, and honestly I would not recommend this in solo versus squads. For the rear grip we got the Borealis grip for the extra recoil control, and then lastly for the stock we got the Regal Heavy for the extra recoil control as well. Now much like the SOA Subverter, on paper this has a very good time to kill. This does have the downside of only having a 30 round mag, and it is very slow and clunky. So for that reason I'm going to give this like an 8 out of 10. I don't really think it's the greatest primary, even though it does kill very, very fast. And then for our secondary, the Striker, first off we got the Sonic Suppressor to stay off the minimap and also to give us bullet velocity and damage range. Now with this I don't really feel like we need recoil control since this SMG has such a low recoil to begin with. For the underbarrel we got the Jack Slash for the extra movement speed. For the magazine we got the 60 round mag, which is huge because we do not lose any movement with this. For the stock we got the light stock for the movement speed as well. And then lastly the high grain rounds for a little bit more range, and I went with this over the barrel because usually if you go on a barrel for bullet velocity and damage range, that also hurts your ADS time and your movement speed. And now for my rating out of 10 for this loadout, it's super reliable, very low recoil, but like I said, the time to kill isn't the best. So for that reason I'll give this like an 8.3 out of 10. And now time for the tier list. Like always, here at the bottom we have every single good Modern Warfare 3 loadout from this recent patch. And to start things off, we have the Sidewinder, which I'm going to put in the average category, even though it does have a very good time to kill. It only has a 30 round mag and it's very slow and clunky, and since it shoots so slow as well, if you miss any shots, that time to kill plummets very, very fast. Next up we have the WSP 9, which is one of the fastest killing SMGs in the game if you don't include the open bolt delay. Without the delay it's 600 milliseconds, which is very, very fast, and with the delay I believe it's 650, which is still pretty competitive. But much like the Sidewinder, it has a very slow fire rate, which means if you miss any shots, the time to kill plummets very, very fast. So for now I'm going to put this in the good category, but it's going to be at the top of good, and this very well could go in very good as well. Next up we have the WSP Swarm, which might have gotten nerfed by the time you see this video. With the 100 round mag it'd be in the broken category, but without the 100 round mag I would probably put it in the end of very good or at the top of good. It still kills extremely fast, and with a 50 round mag you can probably use this in solo duos and even trios. Next up we have the FJX Horus, which is very similar to WSP Swarm, kills very, very fast up close, but in my opinion you do have a little bit more range with this. It's a little bit easier to control medium range, so for that reason I'll put this in the very good category ahead of the WSP Swarm. Next up we have the Striker 9, which is definitely one of the most underrated SMGs in Modern Warfare 3 right now. There was a time where this was meta back in Modern Warfare 3, then it got nerfed really, really badly, and now it's back to being very, very good with a 630 millisecond time to kill, which is very, very good. So for that reason I'm going to put it in very good in between the Horus and the WSP Swarm. Next up we have the Superi, which is still I believe the fastest SMG in the game by far, and now after this recent update where the 40 round mag does not hurt its movement speed, it got even faster, and it has a very, very good time to kill up close, and honestly this is easily one of the best feeling SMGs in the game right now. So for that reason I'm going to put this in the broken category by itself, at least for right now. Next up we have the SOA Subverter, which is probably the most surprising loadout that I used today. It has a 604 millisecond time to kill up close, which is literally faster than almost every SMG that we use today. And because it is a battle rifle, it also has pretty good range up to medium range, but it does bounce quite a bit further out and it's hard to hit your shots out there. In terms of the time to kill, it's definitely broken, but I think overall actually using this in game, I would put this in the top of very good for at least right now. Next up we have the MCW, which might just be one of the best no recoil weapons in the game right now, and even though it's very easy to use and literally does not move at all, I think the time to kill is actually very solid as well. I think it's actually faster than the Model L and the AIMs, which a lot of people are using. So for that reason I'm going to put this in the broken category, at least for right now. Next up we have the BP50. I'm going to put this in the good category as well. This is a great AR SMG hybrid. I probably would recommend using this as a sniper secondary rather than as a primary, and as you guys saw in the gameplay, the time to kill is very good up close, but it does fall off quite a bit. Next up we have the SBA, which once again is a very good option. It has very little recoil, the time to kill is very good, and the iron sights are very clean as well, which means you don't have to put an optic on this thing if you don't want to. So for that reason I'm going to put this in the very good category after the Subverter. Next up we have the MTZ556, which I believe is very good close to medium range, but it does have quite a bit of kick to it, at least visually. For that reason I'm going to put this at the end of very good because you can't really laser people further out, but the time to kill up close and medium range is very, very good. And for Rebirth Island, this will get the job done. Next up we have the BAL-27, and honestly I might be a little bit biased here, but I'm going to put this in the broken category. This has very little recoil, very clean iron sight, and a great time to kill all around, and it got even better because the mag does not give as much as the downsides. So in my opinion this is easily one of the best ARs in the game and super, super underrated right now. Next up we have the Static HV. I'm going to put this in the average category as well. Unfortunately this thing doesn't really have the best time to kill. I think it's actually the slowest out of all the SMGs we used today, but it's at least good enough to get the job done. And now last and definitely not least, we have the regular Striker, which is a great all-around SMG. This is the slower firing version of the Striker 9, which has a little little bit more range and a little bit less recoil as well. And in my opinion, this is like all reliable. It has good range, low recoil, and it's very good as a sniper secondary. So for that reason, I'm going to put this in the good category because I think it's a good all-round option. And there we have it, boys. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with my ratings, and also let me know if there's any loadouts that I might have missed. I try to use every good AR and SMG I can find since those are the most popular weapons in the game. And like always, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy these videos on screen here.